In a world full of noise, demands, and distractions, your energy is your currency. The most powerful people aren't the ones who do the most, they're the ones who manage their energy the best. They don't let everyone in, and they don't say yes to everything. They protect their inner peace like it's sacred, because it is. This video explores the 7 habits of people who protect their energy, those rare individuals who know how to stay calm, focused, and powerful in a chaotic world. 1. They say no without guilt. One of the most liberating habits a person can develop is the ability to say no without carrying the emotional baggage of guilt. In a society where politeness often masquerades as self-sacrifice, people who protect their energy understand that their time, mental bandwidth, and emotional well-being are limited, and therefore precious. Every invitation, request, or expectation that demands your attention comes at a cost. Saying yes when you mean no may seem harmless in the moment, but over time it fragments your focus and drains your energy. These individuals have mastered the art of self-respect. They recognize that not every opportunity aligns with their priorities, not every person deserves their time, and not every demand is their responsibility. And so they decline invitations not out of arrogance or indifference, but out of clarity. Their no is a complete sentence. It doesn't come with lengthy justifications or excuses. They understand that they're not here to meet everyone's expectations. They're here to honor their purpose. They also understand something deeper. Guilt is often a trained response, not a natural one. From a young age, many are conditioned to believe that serving others, even at one's own expense, is noble, but energy guardians know that martyrdom is not sustainable. They replace guilt with intention. They say no because they are saying yes to their values, to their health, to their goals, and to the relationships that truly matter. This habit also allows them to build trust with themselves. When you constantly override your own boundaries to please others, you send yourself a message that your needs are secondary. Over time, this erodes self-esteem, but every time you say no when it matters, you reinforce the belief that you are worthy of protection. That's power. They're not rude. They're not dismissive. They're simply selective. They've learned to discern between what is urgent and what is important, between what's temporary noise and what truly contributes to their peace. And in that discernment, they find freedom. They limit time with draining people. There is a profound truth that most emotionally intelligent individuals understand. Not every relationship is meant to last, and not every person is good for your energy. While society often glorifies loyalty and longevity in relationships, people who protect their energy recognize that quality matters more than quantity. They have the emotional maturity to accept that some people are emotionally exhausting, and the self-respect to distance themselves accordingly. They don't hold grudges. They don't make dramatic exits. They simply step back. They become unavailable in quiet, intentional ways. They answer fewer calls. They stop initiating conversation, and they create emotional space. This is not an act of punishment. It's an act of protection. When someone constantly complains, manipulates, gossips, or thrives on chaos, the emotional toll is enormous. It's like spiritual pollution. Energy-conscious individuals have no interest in maintaining connections that consistently deplete them. They also understand that they don't owe anyone unlimited access. Just because someone is a colleague, a relative, or a longtime friend, doesn't mean they have a permanent pass to your peace. Life is dynamic, and so are relationships. When someone's presence consistently disrupts your mental balance, it's a sign to reevaluate the access you've granted them. This habit requires courage. It's not easy to step away from relationships you've invested in, but these individuals know that their emotional ecosystem determines their overall quality of life. They choose inner peace over social obligation. They surround themselves with those who inspire, uplift, and challenge them, not those who drag them into unnecessary drama. They don't need enemies to feel powerful, nor do they need to be liked by everyone. They're not reactive. They're responsive, and that makes all the difference. Their peace is earned, not given, and they will not compromise it to maintain false harmony. 3. They don't over-explain themselves. One of the most energy-draining habits is the constant need to explain yourself to others. People who guard their energy don't engage in this cycle. They understand that trying to be understood by everyone is a form of emotional exhaustion, and not everyone needs to know your reasons, your feelings, or your justifications. And more importantly, not everyone is entitled to that access. These individuals operate from a place of deep self-trust. They don't need external validation to feel right about their choice. They've made peace with the fact that their path may not be understood by others, and that's okay. They've moved beyond the urge to win arguments or defend every decision. Instead, they let their actions speak, and let time reveal the truth. Over-explaining is often rooted in fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood, fear of losing approval. But energy-conscious people have confronted those fears and moved through them. They've realized that the people who truly care for them don't require long explanation, and those who demand them often do so to control, not to understand. This habit creates emotional boundaries. It sends a clear signal. I respect myself enough to stand by my choices, without needing your permission. It also preserves, instead of getting lost in endless clarifications. They redirect that energy into building, creating, resting, or connecting meaningfully. They are not cold, they are clear. They are not distant, they are discerning. They simply choose not to waste energy on unnecessary persuasion. Because peace comes when you stop needing others to see what only you are meant to understand. 4. They prioritize solitude. In an age where constant connectivity is the norm, solitude has become a rare and radical act. But for those who protect their energy, solitude isn't optional, it's essential. They understand that time alone is not a sign of loneliness, but a sanctuary of healing, clarity, and power. Solitude allows these individuals to reconnect with their inner voice. In silence, they hear their true thoughts without interference. They check in with their emotions, process unspoken pain, and realign with their purpose. Whether it's through morning walks, quiet journaling, silent meditation, or digital detoxes, they intentionally step away from the noise to recharge. This habit is rooted in self-awareness. They've learned that being constantly on for others leads to burnout, that giving to everyone else while neglecting yourself is a fast road to emptiness. So they protect their alone time fiercely, not because they're antisocial, but because they're self-respecting. They don't fear missing out, they don't chase every invitation. They understand that missing a party, a conversation, or a trending topic is a small price to pay for emotional balance. They'd rather be whole than popular. Solitude also sharpens their perception. It gives them the space to think deeply, feel clearly, and act intentionally. It's in these moments of stillness that their greatest insights emerge. They come out of solitude not with loneliness, but with clarity and confidence. They've transformed silence from a void into a source of strength, and they guard that sacred space like a temple, because that's exactly what it is. 5. They protect their morning and night. People who fiercely guard their energy understand something that many overlook. The way you begin and end your day sets the emotional tone for everything in between. While most people rush into the day in chaos and crash into bed with overstimulation, energy-conscious individuals create sacred rituals around their mornings and nights. Let's start with mornings. The first moments after waking are the most influential. Your brain is in a relaxed theta state, more open to suggestion, more sensitive to emotion, and more easily conditioned. People who protect their energy know this, and they don't waste those golden minutes with noise. They avoid their phone. They don't scroll through negativity or dive into emails. Instead, they breathe, they stretch, they reflect, they journal or read something intentional. They choose peace over pressure. Why? Because they understand that the first voice you listen to often becomes the loudest in your mind all day. If that voice is chaos, news headlines, social media comparison, or angry emails, your energy is hijacked before the day even begins. But if that voice is calm, your own breath, your gratitude, your goals, then your energy flows from strength. Now consider night. These individuals know that how you end your day is just as important. The body needs time to reset, the mind needs time to decompress, and the soul needs silence to process. That's why they avoid conflict before bed. They shut down devices, or they don't bring unresolved stress into their sleep. Instead, they reflect. They ask themselves what went right, what could improve, and what tomorrow requires. This is discipline, not rigidity. These are not people obsessed with perfect routines. They are people obsessed with peaceful ones. They protect these bookends of their day because they know the middle will always have some chaos. The world will bring unexpected stress, but if you anchor the start and end of your day in calm, you stay in control. Their morning and evening rituals are not luxuries, they are boundaries. They are statements to the universe that say, I will not be rushed into stress. I will not fall asleep in fear. I choose peace every single day. 6. They let go quickly. There is an invisible weight many people carry: resentment, guilt, regret, shame, and unspoken pain. But those who protect their energy travel light. They know the cost of holding on. They've learned that emotional hoarding is the enemy of inner peace. So they let go not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. These individuals are not immune to pain. They experience betrayal, disappointment, heartbreak, but they don't let those emotions become permanent residents in their hearts. They feel them fully, then they release. They don't ruminate. They don't replay scenarios endlessly. in their minds. They don't turn wounds into identity. Forgiveness for them is not about excusing behavior. It's about freeing themselves from being emotionally tethered to the past. When you hold on to anger, you give the past permission to steal your present. Energy-conscious people refuse to do that. They reclaim their peace by choosing to let go quickly, quietly, and completely. Letting go doesn't mean they ignore lessons. It means they take the lesson, not the bitterness. They keep the wisdom, not the wound. They understand that you can learn without lingering, and grow without grieving forever. They also let go of self-blame. Many people are weighed down not by what others did, but by their own perceived mistakes. But those who protect their energy practice self-compassion. They don't punish themselves endlessly. They own their choices, yes, but they don't crucify themselves for being human. They believe in redemption, in growth, and in giving themselves the grace to begin again. Letting go is a daily practice. It's choosing peace over pettiness, growth over grudges, clarity over confusion. It's asking, does this thought serve me anymore? If the answer is no, they release it. That's the habit, and over time, it becomes their default setting. 7. They choose their battle. Life is full of opportunities to react. You're cut off in traffic. Someone insults you online. A coworker takes credit for your work. A friend betrays you. But here's the truth. Not every fire needs your fuel. People who protect their energy have mastered the art of selective silence. They choose their battles, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. They don't react to everything, because they understand that reaction is energy. Every time you respond in anger, argue with a fool, or defend yourself to someone who doesn't care, you give away a piece of your peace. So they pause, they evaluate, they ask themselves, is this worth my energy? Does this move me forward? Or does it keep me stuck? And most of the time the answer is clear. Let it go. This habit isn't passivity, it's power. Choosing not to fight doesn't mean you're weak. It means you know your worth. You don't lower yourself to every conflict. You don't need to win every argument. You win by staying unshaken, by protecting your frequency, by walking away from drama with dignity. Energy protectors understand that peace is louder than words. They know that real confidence doesn't need to prove itself in debates. They're not interested in being right. They're interested in being free. They also choose their battles internally. They don't fight themselves with negative self-talk. They don't engage in mental wars over things they can't control. They conserve their focus for the things that matter: healing, building, growing, connecting, living. Their silence is not retreat, it's strategy. It's saying, my energy is too sacred to be spilled over things beneath me. And that's what makes them powerful. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's survival. In a world that drains you fast, those who thrive are those who guard their power. Be intentional, be selective, be peaceful. Subscribe to Echo of Legends for more timeless lessons on energy, boundaries, and emotional strength. Walk quietly, guard deeply, rise wisely.